Hello friends and welcome back to Path to Wellness, the clinic. I am your host Meshi, the clinic owner and massage therapist here in Waterloo, and I'm also your host for this channel. So today we are going to be talking about exactly what to expect for your first massage therapy treatment. So this will be fantastic for those of you that are brand new to massage. Perhaps this is one of the first times that you've ever received a massage treatment and you're just not quite really sure what you can expect, what you should prepare for, how you will feel afterwards. So I thought that in this brief video we could cover exactly just that. So here's what we're going to go over. What you can expect as far as concerns, expectations, aftercare, and of course, some of the right questions that you can also ask. So without further ado, why don't we just dive right into the video? So here's the thing. Making a decision such as personal as having a massage therapy treatment, it is a big deal because it does put you into sort of a vulnerable position. So it's kind of nice to walk into a treatment and just having a basic understanding of what you can actually expect from your treatment, hence why we are making this video today. So hopefully by the end of this video, you will have eased a little bit of your anxiety if you have any, or just really given you more of a tool or more of a little bit more clarity on what you can actually expect. So the first thing is, obviously, if this is your first time receiving a massage therapy treatment, spend a few minutes chatting with your therapist. I know you're very eager to get right on the table and begin your actual treatment, but to be honest with you, your treatment actually begins as soon as you walk through the door, because your therapist is actually observing the way that you walk, the way that you hold your posture, and the way that you speak. All of those things, they give your therapist clues as to where your treatment might be going and what might be the most suitable type of treatment for you. So, speaking of concerns, spend a few minutes just explaining what the main concern is, or what the main area, essentially what we're looking here when it comes to concerns is, what is the main area that you're looking to be worked on? What is the main area that it has been bugging you the longest, or just really giving you more restriction, or it's just really giving you grief on a day-to-day basis? You also want to discuss any allergies that you may have, because depending on the type of lotion that your therapist is using, you may have a slight sensitivity to it. So it's always good to disclose that. Any wounds that you may have that your therapist should be aware of. Obviously, your skin is going to be exposed, so therefore, you want to make sure that you explain if there is any skin concerns at all. Then it's always good to disclose that. And also, if you have any sensitivity to anything. Some people have certain sensitivities that your therapist would never actually know, unless of course you spend a moment and disclose that. If this is not your first massage treatment, but this is your first one after a really long time, spend a moment just explaining when was your last treatment and also how your experience was. Because subconsciously, you may or may not realize it, but your mind is automatically going to compare today's treatment to how your last treatment was, however long ago that was. So it's always a good idea to disclose that. Now let's talk a little bit more about expectations, because that's sort of the name of the game, right? Having realistic expectations and also communicating that clearly, it can make or break a fantastic treatment. It really can. So let's talk a little bit more about expectations. Basically, what you want to discuss with your therapist is what you hope to get out of your treatment. Like, this is your treatment. This is not to showcase the therapist's skill sets. This is not their, final exam that they're getting graded on. This is truly about what would be the thing that would serve you the most. And being able to clearly identify that, again, can make or break a successful first treatment. Also, what I mean by what are you hoping to get out of your treatment? It could be, this kind of goes back to your treatment goals. And if you're unsure what your treatment goals are, here's a few examples. It could be pain management. It could be posture alignment. It could be athletic performance, or you might be looking for perhaps energy work. They're all going to be different types of treatments, different types of focuses. And so being really clear on what type of treatment you're looking for and what it is that you actually need can, again, be super helpful. So you might also be looking at feeling more relaxed or reducing pain. So if you're feeling pain or aggravation in certain muscle groups, you might actually put more focus on that. Emotional relief, if you're holding a lot of tension because you're taking on if you're working with a lot of people perhaps, or you're more of hanging on to emotional baggage more than anything else, that emotional tension will also show up in your muscles. So being clear about, the type of tension that you're holding is also super helpful. You can also say, you know what, I'm just looking for more of an increased range of motion or increased blood flow, and I'm just looking to just feel great. And that's perfectly fine too. Now, let's talk a little bit more about preference. So preference can be, again, very personal when it comes to massage treatment. So you might want to let your therapist know if you're looking for a specific type of treatment. So some of the examples include relaxation, sports, pain management, or again, postural alignment, or energy. So these are some of the more common ones that I have seen in my practice, and hence why I kind of broke it down into those subcategories for you. Again, being clear about the type of treatment that you're looking for, it will give so much more direction to your therapist so that they can deliver the type of treatment that you're really looking for. And let's talk a little bit about aftercare, because aftercare can also be a huge component in the overall success of your treatment that you have received. I've seen this so many times when clients come to me and say, I've had a treatment, but I didn't really receive too much guidance as to what happens after the treatment, what I'm allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to do, how will my body really react, and what can I really expect? And those are all valid questions, especially if you have never received a treatment before and you're kind of unsure how your body is going to react or how your body's going to be adjusting. Okay, so let's talk about aftercare and exactly what that really means. So aftercare will actually, for most of us will think of aftercare as what happens after the treatment. And sometimes it pretty much just stops with any type of remedial exercises that you may be receiving that will be super helpful in helping not only create more postural balances if your treatment was very posture related, or the type of exercises that you might receive from your therapist relating to athletic performance perhaps. Those are all kind of fall into the category of aftercare. I have made it really simple for you when it comes to aftercare because I broke it down into different categories. So let's go through them one by one. So the first type of aftercare that I would like to look at is cellular. So cellular aftercare, it's very much just really taking care of your cells, because whenever you receive a massage treatment, you have to understand that we're moving so much fluid that you're going to likely feel, and these are just of course some of the after effects of massage treatments, but you might feel slightly dehydrated. You might feel like, especially if it was more of a deeper tissue treatment, you might feel like your muscles are aching. So they will need some time to recover, which means that understanding what your body needs on a cellular level will help you not only with potential supplementation if you choose to do that, but also to make sure that you're actually aiding recovery, because your body is going to be taking on, depending on the type of treatment, once again, but your body is going to be taking that on as a task to, what do I do with this treatment that I have just received? How will that actually help me recover faster? Or what will my body need to do so that it can start rebuilding itself? Now, the next category when it comes to aftercare is your body. So this kind of goes a little bit hand in hand with cellular, but it's a little bit more detailed. So on your body, you kind of need to take a look at and you're going to have to take a moment to really listen to what does your body need after treatment. So some of you might feel like your mood has shifted. Some of you might feel like your sleep have improved, or you're going to feel more tired. You might feel like everything just sort of slows right down, and those are all normal after effects of massage treatment. But what my point is that you're gonna have to spend some time and listen to what your body's trying to say, and if it needs rest, take some extra time to rest. If it wants to move because you have increased more mobility, then go for it and just give it your all. But in each treatment, your outcome is going to be slightly different. So just take some time to listen to what your body's trying to tell you, because that's going to be your best tool. Now, what about your mind? How will you take care of your mind after? What is the aftercare for your mind after treatment? Once again, it really depends on the type of treatment that you have received. But you want to really spend some time and pay attention to what comes up for you. So you might feel highly anxious the moment that you come in. Now, the last type of aftercare that I wanted to really take a moment to touch on is, of course, the soul. So we have touched on the mind, the body, and now the soul. So what does that really mean? Well, if you receive a type of treatment that is more energy related, it's more of an energy work type of treatment rather than a really posturally related or really pain management focused treatment, then you may actually start processing a lot of the internal things that may be coming up during treatment or potentially after treatment. This has been commonly seen if you have ever combined a Reiki treatment with a massage therapy treatment. It is very common that your body and your mind starts releasing certain things, belief systems, just things that you used to believe in, or certain elements or aspects of yourself that are no longer serving you. All of those things are perfectly fine and they're perfectly normal, but just understand that can be part of the aftercare aspect of your treatment, where you may end up thinking about certain things, or you may have thought of something that have come up during your massage treatment, which sometimes can be quite unexpected, and it might just throw you right off because it's not something that most people expect to really intentionally work through unless, that was sort of the main intention behind your treatment. So just be aware of that it has been done. It is common that during any type of energy healing work that you do receive, and massage happens to be within that category, it is normal that you might be processing certain thoughts, or you might actually have even things like anger, rage, or just it could be a positive aspect as well that really gets triggered during your treatment. So just take some time, create some space so you can actively and appropriately process them. My big recommendation is, especially if it was more of an energy work type of treatment that was more focused on energy work, to have your journal ready for that evening. And before you go to sleep, take a moment to really spend some time reflecting on how your treatment went, and also any thoughts or ideas or any downloads that you have received during your treatment, or any emotions that may have been stirred up. And make sure that you write them down so that you can take some time and process them appropriately. Those are all normal, but you also want to give it the appropriate outlet so you can process them in a healthy way. So those are the main areas that I really wanted to touch on as to what you can expect when it comes to your first massage treatment. And then, of course, last but not least, you might be wondering when to book next. So when to book your next appointment. When to book your next appointment can be almost as personal as finding the right massage therapist. And honestly, it goes back to one simple thing that will help you determine it all. And that is simply this. So it goes back to your goals, your budget, and your general intention for receiving a massage in the first place. So what do I really mean by that? So your goals speak to what was the main reason why you wanted to receive a massage treatment in the first place for that day. So why was it so important for you to receive the massage treatment? Because it might be, your goal might be something very, very short term, and then that will determine when your next treatment will be. Your budget, obviously, it's very clear. If you're able to afford, regular massage treatments, I say go for it, because overall it will absolutely complement a wellness lifestyle, which is essentially what we're after anyway. But you also want to make sure that it doesn't become one of those things where it becomes a massive strain on your budget just so that you can maintain your regular massage treatments. A lot of people actually still have their extended healthcare benefits, and this might be a time where you take a moment to really review the type of coverage that perhaps your employer is offering you, and kind of start spacing them out throughout the year so that overall it supports your wellness goals and your wellness treatment and your wellness plans. And last but not least, your general intention kind of goes back to really not only what your wellness goals are, but what is the type of lifestyle that you're really looking to create. And if you're finding that massage treatments fit perfectly into that, it's sort of that missing puzzle piece that it has been missing all this time, I say that you will likely end up incorporating that more on a regular basis. Most clients that we do see in the clinic, they do generally receive regular massage treatments in the increments of anywhere between 2 weeks to about 4 to 6 weeks. Depending, my recommendation is obviously to go and have a conversation with your massage therapist and really create a plan that works for you, and it's suitable for you, it's suitable for your intention, for your wellness goal, and for your budget as well. This is all I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you have found this helpful and useful. And here is your question of the day. So the question of the day today is that if you had your first massage treatment already, then how was your first treatment versus what your actual expectation was? I would love to hear from you. Please let me know in the comments below. And in the meanwhile, keep seeking wellness seekers. And if you have enjoyed this video, then you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time that we release a new video. And in the meanwhile, keep seeking. We cannot wait to see you at the Wellness Clinic if you are local here to KW. And we will see you again in our next episode. Bye.